Look, I'll just get right into it. This essay will be quite different from the ones you usually hear. Some people would argue it's not even a persuasive essay. Some people would probably try to stop me from getting my message across, defeating the whole point of me standing up here and taking the time to explain myself, because anything I say beyond this point is not worth listening to, and that I should just sit down with a giant zero on a blank piece of paper. I'm willing to accept defeat, but at least let me go down the way how I want to go down, with a dent in the wall that didn't tear it down, but shows that I'm capable of doing something. So today's topic will be more meta than usual, breaking the boundaries of rudiment to the dismay of many important people standing before me. We'll be talking about why I believe persuasive essays are not my forte. The research won't be from sites I scavenged for some kind of information, websites I didn't even know existed, nor served a real purpose other than to make me fall for a nerd or pseudonym about my zodiac sign. I just want to sit down and talk about my experience with the mere concept of persuasion. Persuasion is to convince people of a certain belief that will ultimately be of aid to them in the future. Religion has been doing this for centuries. It's an art that is difficult to master, let alone formulate a significant impact in 5 minutes or less. But I just can't do it. I've been given much leeway for 6 years of doing the same thing over and over again, while I have been ironically persuaded by my own experiences that it's impossible. The proof can be presented like this. Throughout those 6 years, I've noticed a pattern and I've finally come down to this conclusion. 1. I get a good topic. Such as being yourself can be dangerous, censorship is detrimental to the arts, knowledge of other countries' history is proved to be interesting, thought policing is revoking freedom of expression, and the false and fabrications of school. Something intelligent and awestruck, something that Justin would talk about and literally smash, when the only thing I can smash is my chances of succeeding at the assignment. Because 2, I put too much work into the essay that it fails to be completed. Such as when I was studying for the censorship essay. I researched a cornucopia of religions and arts in order to just tell people it's bad to put black bars on everything. For the Be Yourself essay, I went over many subjects in psychology before I even knew there was a class for that in my school, and it took me 2 months. There was no way I can spend so much time for something due at the end of March, so I had to pick up the pace or get lost in the race. And more often than not, I never made it. But I said more often than not, which suggests that there were times that I have met the deadline or extended deadline. Which leads us to 3. I complete the assignment, but it fails miserably in my eyes. A 70% doesn't mean anything to me when it comes to persuasion. It only means that if I were to show them something like this speech right now, 30% of the audience wouldn't care less. A 60% not only means that I pass with good ideas but bad execution of, due to failing to meet the regulations and rules that are gratuitously enforced with an iron fist, but it also means that even less people will be changed at the end of the day. And depending on how vast or minute your audience may be, that just makes the numbers even worse when they're presented in front of you. However, that's the end result. The presentations themselves could either be constantly interjected due to the use of supposed non-PC friendly fighting words, or just running as is until the end. Let the idiot make a fool of himself just to give me the laugh I need in my miserable life. Hell knows my cup of coffee will only get me so far without having an aneurysm. Well, at least I made someone's day today. If not here, out there. So what was my final verdict? No matter how verbose I get, and no matter how much information I present to aid my arguments as to why XYZ is ABC, it never seems to work. People will argue, however, that it's because I haven't tried. I can see as to why that may be. However, my attempts include but are not limited to the aforementioned essays from the past years, along with a few of my notorious online videos on topics that call for persuasion, pretending to listen, the importance of scripts, and my reviews in general on both musical performers and virtual instruments. And conversations with people, whether on the net or in real life, is an easy card to use, but nonetheless constitutes as an advantageous example. But from the reception and effect of what I said, not one person recalls the information from the videos nor conversation themselves. They only remember that it was long and used fancy wording. One moment of absolute success being last year when my stupid essay went on for 13 minutes and no one stopped the augmented agony and laughed at merely how long it was. There's just no point in convincing people of what I think because they don't care no matter what I do in order to make them. The tactics and tricks don't work, the subjects aren't interesting, and the execution is too expositional and monotonous for it to even have highlights in the first place. I don't want to waste my time building a dud of an atomic bomb that will be used in a war I have no chance of winning against. I can't please everyone, and this essay is no exception. As I stated in the near beginning, religion has practically mastered the concept of convincement, because persuasion in a layman's perspective is to basically give what people want while getting what you want. It is offered to be an important use in influencing impactful decisions, and changing the mind of a significant other to show you're worthwhile, and in winning arguments and debunking corporality and motifs and beliefs. Does that sound like something Justin would do? Is it something Justin did? End of essay.